he influenced a generation, and his legacy will live on for many more, not just in his country, but here too.
Well, today people throughout our region have been paying tribute to Nelson Mandela, who sadly died at the age of 95 last night. Richard Slee has been meeting those people, remembering his life.
The Labour Party conference in Brighton in 2000, and a rapturous welcome for Nelson Mandela, the former prisoner and president of South Africa. Already he was possibly the most popular statesman in the world, and he left a lasting impression on those who knew him. People like Chris Labe, his former bodyguard, who now lives in Eastleigh.
He's got this ability to make you feel so important, regardless of who you are. For instance, if he came into to visit a company or an organisation, he'll insist on shaking the hands of the cleaners. He'll want to meet the people that make the tea and cook the food. And so I got this impression that he was a very inclusive type of individual.
Nelson Mandela visited the Queen at Windsor Castle, and the Duke of York, who was in Reading today, met him twice in 2000 and 2002.
He was always looking on the bright side. He had no bitterness in him. I'm just really grateful for the opportunity of having had the opportunity of meeting him on a couple of occasions. He was just the most remarkable man.
In 1997, Nelson Mandela received the Freedom of Oxford, and at Sussex University a scholarship is awarded in his name. Another early recognition of Nelson Mandela's achievements was in Southampton in the late 1980s. Today, it's hard to imagine that little more than 30 years ago, naming a road after Nelson Mandela was highly controversial. To many people, he was still considered to be a violent political activist, and his supporters had to fight hard to get this accepted.
At that time, there was polarised views about apartheid and how it was operating, and many people in this country felt that they had to support the apartheid regime, and even though the anti-apartheid movement was quite strong in the city.
Today, nearly everyone is united in their belief that Nelson Mandela was a man of great compassion, humour and courage, a man who inspired millions of people. Richard Slee, ITV News.
And tonight on ITV you can see a special documentary, Nelson Mandela, His Life and Legacy. It's on at 11:10.
One not to be missed. You are watching ITV News here in the Meridian region. Thank you as